Please welcome Brent Miller, Managing Principal of the Los Angeles office of the architecture design firm Harley Ellis Devereaux, to present UKRO's Extraordinary Achievement in Civic Leadership Award.
So I do have a confession to make. Is there anybody else here that went to UCLA? Okay, all right, but I do feel like I am a converted Trojan. I've been working on the campus now for about 15 years, done much work there, and I know the fight on symbol, and I work with a lot of Trojans, so fight on. All right, so it's actually my great pleasure to introduce Peter Devereaux as this year's recipient of UKRO's Extraordinary Achievement in Civic Leadership Award. And for those of you that don't know what this award is, it actually honors individuals whose design contributions have significantly enhanced the cultural landscape of Los Angeles. So I've worked with Peter for 21 years. This was 11 years prior to that is when Peter actually came to Los Angeles, where at that point he talked about starting a firm. It was in Beverly Hills of about 10 people. But now he's grown the firm, this is the firm that I work with, HED, up to over 400 people, and it's a national award-winning firm. And he's done a great job of producing great architects and producing great projects along that way. So Peter's made significant impacts, not only in the architecture profession, but in the development of Los Angeles. And for those that actually live in Los Angeles, I guarantee you've probably walked through one of his buildings. He's produced over 50 million square feet here in the Los Angeles area. And this includes everything from high-rises in Westwood and in downtown in Century City. Americana brand, if anybody's a shopping fan, you've probably been there to see that project. But it was really in the early 2000s where Peter's involvement in the City Central Association helped to prepare the Vision 2020 plan, where they really set the guidelines for smart development in Los Angeles, really guidelines that we're seeing benefits of even today within the city. And then 2006, Peter received his fellowship for the American Institute of Architects, and for those of you that aren't architects in the room, this is actually it's a huge honor to receive this because it's actually bestowed to you by your fellow architects, and it's given to about the top 2% of architects in the nation. And so as a part of this, and part of the developments that he's developed in the Los Angeles area, this group's probably most familiar with the USC Village that we saw on the film. This project has set a new precedent, really, for higher education university development, not only in the program that it develops, which is a combination of student housing and retail development. This really is for the adjacent community. But then it also set a new precedent for delivery of over $650 million in less than 36 months, which is an enormous task to really produce that type of construction in a limited amount of time. So during these last 32 years, Peter's not only been building the Los Angeles skyline, but he's also built a family here in the Los Angeles area. So his beautiful wife, Sarah, and his two kids, Jackie and Caitlin, both Sarah and Caitlin are with us tonight celebrating Peter's evening, which we appreciate. So with that, I'll invite Peter to the stage to receive the award.
Well, first of all, I'd like to begin by thanking the University Kidney Research Organization for this honor and everyone at UKRO who made this evening so special for me. The organization does a lot of important and vital work, and it's really my privilege to support that mission in even such a small way. And to that end, I'm really humbled to be recognized in such prestigious company as my fellow honorees, Robert Bradway and Edward Crandall, who have achieved so much in their respective fields. The truth is that I'd likely not be here this evening if it weren't for the support of my wife, Sarah. When we met, she was the daughter of an insurance company executive, and I was a penniless artistic type with long black hair and a full beard. Sounds like a good plot for romantic comedy, doesn't it? I came from a single-parent home in which no one on either side of my family tree had gone to college. I can't imagine what Sarah's dad thought when he first met me, but I must have won him over too, because he was the one who sponsored me into membership at the Jonathan Club, beard and all. Well, the beard is long gone, and the hair is no longer black, and it's really kind of beginning to disappear too. When you are recognized for a lifetime of achievement, it tends to drive home the point that you're now old, and that does lead to some introspection. Looking back, I'm very happy that I've been married for 30 years, more than 30 years, and that I have a relationship with my children that I never had with my own father. My youngest daughter, Caitlin, who's a second-year law student at USC, is here with us tonight. I'm very proud of both her and her sister, Jackie. I'm here tonight, however, in recognition of a career spent in architecture, and specifically for my civic contributions to the built environment of Los Angeles. Over the span of my career, I've seen a lot of changes in the profession of architecture. My career began in an era in which the public's view of architecture had in part been sculpted by Ayn Rand in her novel, The Fountainhead. That was very near the end of a simpler time when a talented architect, someone like Frank Lloyd Wright, for example, could design a building all on their own. When this California club was designed, one architect supported by one draftsman could easily produce the 16-sheet drawing set. That set only had to show the builder what the building was supposed to look like, because the construction industry was populated with experienced craftsmen who knew what needed to be done to execute the design. Today, things have become a lot more complicated. A building like this club would require the efforts of a dozen or more design consulting firms, hundreds of design professionals, and the construction set might have 400 sheets of drawings in it and a special specifications book bigger than an old-fashioned telephone book. Buildings are a great deal more complex, and so has the process of designing and building them become. The role of the architect has shifted over time as well, from one resembling that of, I would say, the first violinist in an orchestra to more of one that resembles the conductor. Designing great buildings now requires the architect to know a little bit about a lot of things and to be very good at coordinating a team of experts towards achieving the project's goals. That shift has also helped to erase Ayn Rand's erroneous proposition that the architect's role is to find self-expression in his designs. The profession of architecture is not an art. It's a service delivered to advance the human condition, both by the functionality of the buildings and through their beauty, which inspires us and shapes our culture. The success I've enjoyed in my career has been the result of surrounding myself with people who are a lot more smart and talented than I am, and then helping them to achieve their full potential. Some of them are here tonight, like Brent Miller, the managing principal of our LA office, who just introduced me. Also here tonight are Tanya Van Hurley, one of the corporate leaders of our firm, Martha Ball and Deborah Wiley, two studio leaders in our HED office in Los Angeles, and Roy Reel and B. Rearwalla, who are the business development leaders at the firm. I'm standing here in front of you tonight because I represent such a vastly talented team. Los Angeles has been through some big changes architecturally since I arrived here in 1985. Michael Wu, who is here with us tonight, right here at this table, was the city councilman for Hollywood at a time when it was on a path from being a blighted area to becoming a burgeoning part of the city when he was city councilman. Following that example, the Staples Center project, along with the new adaptive reuse ordinance, gave LA's downtown both something to do at night and homes for people to live in downtown. Now we're in a virtuous cycle in which new residences downtown create the demand for new restaurants and shops, and those new establishments make it even more attractive to build new residences. LA has invested in rebuilding its mass transit system, and what may become the biggest catalyst for change downtown, the oncoming transition to autonomous vehicles, may actually solve LA's longtime nemesis of both traffic and parking problems. It seems like a very bright future indeed, and one that I look forward to continuing to help shape. Thank you again to UKRO for this recognition of my career. Thank you.